Hi, well it's a good day for driver shaming. I went out this afternoon and carried on scrubbing in my tyres, went around Beacon Hill twice. And I decided to wrap things up by going for a quick trip around town. It's very, very busy in town on Saturday. And I haven't done much town riding so far. Now I'm much more in control, much more used to the bike and everything. It's perfectly safe and indeed a good idea for me to practice riding in town, and it's Saturday, so all the Saturday shoppers are out. Now what I should just mention before we see what happens on the high street is because this is a wide angled lens, things don't look nearly as close as they actually are. You can tell, I mean this car I'm passing is a few feet away. Everything looks a bit more distant than it actually is. But the great hazard in motorcycling is things pulling out in front of you, particularly in town. The vast majority of accidents are in town, and a lot of them are caused by people pulling out in front of you. And look here, here's a car on the left there. Is he going to pull out in front of me? I move out in the centre of the road, he still doesn't see me, and he pulls out in front of me, and I have to slow down to avoid him. Phew, so just recovering from that, coming along here nice and slowly. These pedestrians seem to think they're immune to collisions with objects made of metal, that's fair enough. And along from the right, yeah, well, what do you know? That's twice within, what, a couple of 100 yards? Luckily, I'm riding really aware of these dangers. You've got to keep your observation up. You've really got to keep your observation and anticipation up. Luckily, I anticipated both of those, and by slowing down basically and changing course, I managed to avoid them. But it just shows how careful you've got to be on a motorcycle. And it also shows, if there's any car drivers, and I'm a car driver too watching this, please look out for motorcyclists, because I know we're not as visible as cars, but we are around, and we're made of flesh and bone. And another thing that happened was I'd just been for a loop through Tewkesbury, and here we are coming out of town on the Breedon Road. Because I'm sticking to the speed limits, the bus in front of me is actually pulling away. But I know that at the top there, after a left-hander, there's a left-hander after this right-hander, a long straight stretch, which is the best place to overtake. And again, got to keep your observation skills up. What's going on? Here we are, we're coming up to the left-hander, after which there's the overtaking stretch. I pick up speed a lot, move out to the right in order to overtake the bus, and a red car appears on the right. I decide not to overtake, and it's just as bloody well, because I'm sure if I'd gone into an overtaking manoeuvre, that car would have pulled out anyway. And I'd have ended up with a head-on, accelerating into oncoming traffic. Not good. That sort of thing you can only put down to experience, really. You've got to practice, you've got to be experienced, and you can anticipate these things. There we go, driver shaming, great.